The young man accidentally obtained an ancient book. It records the various levels of zombies and their response methods. Beijing feeds on blood, fog, delayed action, and afraid of the sun flying stiff. There is also a spirit that can fly to the sky and escape to the earth. A spiritual cultivation skill that is not afraid of Taoism, Han Da, and the resentment of heaven and earth. Infinite force. There is also one of the most mysterious people. Log Jiang not only possesses the ability of zombies, and possess human emotions, because it's hard to encounter in 1,000 years, there are even fewer records of him. Little Black, Grandma depends on each other, originally an ordinary person. But after tonight, he will become no longer ordinary. That night, when Xiaohei passes by a hutong, I vaguely heard some strange noise. Take a closer look, just discovered a bald man lying on the ground, sucking human blood. And the bald man also happened to find Xiaohei. Xiaohei was scared out of his wits. The bald man rushed forward in an instant. Just take a bite at the little black chrysanthemum. Xiaohei suddenly fainted. In a daze, he seemed to see two figures passing by, and then he became unconscious. From waking up again, he was already lying at home and saved by Chuo Sheng and Sun Zhen. Surprisingly, although Xiaohei was bitten by a zombie, but there was no abnormal reaction. Thinking twice, Uncle Sun handed Xiaohei a small card. They took the address on the card tomorrow. In order to understand the context of the matter, he still decided to go and take a look. The next day, he arrived at the address on the card. After passing through a secret door, met Uncle Sun. What about Hong Kong? And there have been zombies appearing all along. At the beginning, the Hong Kong government will invite Master Mao Shan to solve the zombies. Over time, it organized our secret department to experience yesterday's incident. Hastily felt that Xiao's body was a special constitution, and I want to invite Xiaohei to join the special department. Xiaohei originally wanted to refuse, but when it comes to hastily mentioning his parents, Xiaohei still chose to join his parents, who used to be members of a special department. In a single operation, they were accidentally bitten while fighting with zombies. At that time, Xiao's mother was already pregnant. Before turning into a zombie, he gave birth to Xiaohei. I hastily believe that this is the reason why Xiaohei does not undergo necroptosis. In the next few days, Kusheng trains Xiaohei every day. The so-called training. Just let Xiaohei clean up. This day, watching the news broadcast, Kusheng suddenly had a bad idea. Because the blood represents unknown, there may also be a large influx of Yinqi into the city. Now they received a notification. Did someone find a zombie by the river? They came to the river to prepare to round up the zombies. Xiaohei naturally followed over. Kikioshin kept him waiting in place for a stream of urine to come in. Little Black came to the river. Prepared for convenience. Just turned on phone lighting. At this moment, bubbles suddenly erupted from the river. Next second, a terrifying face emerged from the water. This is a zombie that's still diluting. Man wakes up in shock. Next second, because of a man's kiss, she turned into a beautiful girl like a fairy. Xiaohei is completely confused. He quickly swam to the shore. Prepare to escape from here. Let the white-clad girl behind follow closely. Xiaohei was so scared that he quickly used his walkie-talkie to call for help. Meanwhile, Huxing on the other side is dealing with another home. I'm about to make zombies fly and disappear, but I received a request for help from Xiaohei. Can only turn around and go back to save Xiaohei. Then they fished out two coffins from the river. One bite is from a female corpse. She was supposed to be a maid. Later, it was used as grave goods. That bite is from the zombie that just escaped. Calculate based on time. That zombie is obviously also suffering from drought. When he truly mastered the ability to withstand drought, it will be a disaster for the entire city at that time. After returning, Kushing is preparing to have Xiaohei burn the female corpse, and at this moment, the female corpse actually shed a tear. Xiaohei looked at the female corpse in front of her and felt a bit unbearable. The female corpse was taken as grave goods when answering. Little Black heart has softened. Xiaohei said, "This kid is probably missing someone else's girl." Xiaohei looked at the girl in front of him, still decided to take him home. After a long time together, Xiaohei learned that the lady's name is Xiaobai, and he was surprised to find that Xiaobai had human emotions. With the companionship of Xiaobai, the dull life has become different as a result. So Xiaohei took the exam this day. The target of this defeat is the zombie in front of us. After a long period of training, there aren't enough zombies in front of me. Xiaohei took a taxi. He was subdued by 3 strikes, 5 divisions, and 2. Later, Chuo Shengshen gave him a peachwood sword. Let him kill the zombie shell. Because of Xiaobei's fault, Xiaohei thinks that not all zombies can harm people, and then it's because of Xiao's kindness. The zombie below grabbed him. At a critical moment, the little white on the other side seems to have sensed something. In a blink of an eye he came to Xiao's side. However, after the zombies were eliminated, since Kushing is preparing to eliminate Xiaobai, Little Black is not willing to do this anymore. He told Kushing, Xiaobai is different from other zombies. His consciousness won't do anything harmful to others. Kushing believes that zombies are zombies. If it's a zombie, it should be killed. Meanwhile, the dark corner on the other side, zombies have not been completely eradicated yet. What is the experience when you have a zombie girlfriend? Although it's a zombie, but there are human emotions, even more difficult to encounter for 1,000 years. Spiritual stiffness will haunt you every day. When it's critical, I can still protect you. Just ask if you want to go back to the movie after the recovery of the drought and surprise. Just break free from the magic weapon on your body. He has fully mastered the ability of the drought. Subsequently, he rushed into the city, although I just bit it. After Cushing received the news, immediately prepared to assassinate the zombies, taking advantage of Cushing's absence. Suddenly break in, a group of mysterious people, claiming to have developed serum to eliminate zombies. I'm about to take Xiaobai away. Xiaohei also saw this news from the news. Ignoring Cushing's obstruction, he decided to rescue Xiaobai. Before leaving, Grandma gave him a broom. There is a peachwood sword inside. It was left by his father during his lifetime. Xiaohei takes the broom and leaves. But the place where Xiaobai is being held is heavily guarded. Under helplessness, Xiaohei knocked out a staff member directly. Change into clothes and mix in. I thought I could muddle through. Unexpectedly, the leader had already discovered him. Just then, Xiaobai showed a hint of panic. Immediately after, a pile of sticky things fell on Little Black's face. Next night, the zombie drought falls from the sky. For a moment, the surroundings suddenly became chaotic. The soldiers shot wildly at the drought serum, but these serum have no effect on him at all. Fortunately, Cushing arrived in time. A war between the two sides is imminent. However, Drought Bar deserves to be one of the 4 major zombies. Facing the fierce drought, Cushing's several people were beaten and gradually retreated. Xiaohei joined in as well, belonged to, but still unbeatable to the drought. Fortunately, at this moment, the sky is already dimly lit. A ray of sunshine poured in. Cushing and a few others also took the opportunity to preparing line, correct approach. Prepare to expose the drought to the sun. Everything was going smoothly originally. Critical moment, but the drought bar bit at Cushing with one bite. Fortunately, Xiaohei timely used ink pipe thread to restrain the drought. Xiaohei was hung up together with the drought. When Xiaohei was about to be killed by the drought, the little white on the side broke through the shackles, desperately holding on to the drought. Xiaohei was saved as a result. Final. The drought was successfully killed by the sunlight. Same zombie as Xiaobai, so I couldn't bear the sunlight. Things we went through together at that time. Xiaohei is heartbroken, as Xiaobai figure slowly dissipates. Xiao's heart was also fiercely entangled. End of film. The current Hong Kong zombie movies have completely declined. The Hong Kong zombie film once represented by Lam Ching-ying has only memories of Cushing who was old. And now, if zombie movies want to create another glory, more youthful and fashionable elements need to be added.